30 days ago, I started a brand new AI agency from scratch to see if I could hit 30K a month, and here's what happened. Now, the first thing I knew I had to do was come up with a logo and a name. Like, I see a lot of people doing this, and they overcomplicate it a bunch. They're sitting here like, ooh, what is gonna be the perfect name? Should I do this? Should I do that? I literally made this name 30 seconds. I looked into ChatGPT, and I said, can you give me a name of an AI agency? Give me 50 different options. And I found Intellectify. I thought it was cool, so I picked it. No one's gonna be like, oh, their name is this, it's awful. Their name is this, it's shit. The only time your name is ever gonna matter, I have like heard of people like doing this, is when their name of their brand is something like, for me it would be like CBC appointments or something like that. My initials are CBC. If I was doing CBC appointments, I eventually wanted to sell my company, I could never do it because it would be CBC appointments. It's connected to me, so I would have to rebrand this, right? That's the only issue that is ever gonna happen. Your name should be picked in 5 seconds. It's not a big deal. Number 2, logo, it's the same thing. I went into Canva and I made this. Now, is it pretty? No, it's not super pretty. Is it gonna lose me clients if it's not the prettiest? I feel like everybody that starts an agency wants to do everything besides the shit that actually matters, which is literally just outreaching to clients. So like, I think this was something that helped me a lot and like helped me get the results, which you'll see at the end of the video, and just taking action fast, because I knew I only had 30 days. And so for some context, I run probably 7 other businesses, right? I own 2 of my own marketing agencies, right? I run a consulting firm, and I'm partners in a few different agencies where I just run like marketing and sales and kind of help them get more clients. Like, so I knew I wasn't gonna have a lot of time for me to run this myself, and I wanted to test how AI would work in the agency. So I knew I had to get the logo and name done as soon as possible. I probably did that in the first 5 minutes. Next thing is I picked my niche. Now niche, same thing. Every niche is awful. There's not a single niche out there that you're like, this is gonna be the best niche ever. They're all gonna suck. The thing is like, what about our niche do we wanna suck? Like the solar niche sucks because it's hard to get results for. Let's say gym sucks because gyms don't have a lot of money. Every niche sucks. There's no perfect niche. You just need to pick one and go. The main things that I do want in a niche, when you guys are thinking about it, is do they have money? Because if they don't have money, they're not gonna pay you. That's why I don't like the gym niche, because they're fucking broke. Are they easy to find? Because if you can't find them, then you're not gonna be able to sell shit to them. Number 3, do I know the industry? You wanna know the industry, but you don't have to go into a niche that know the industry from the jump. Because if you don't know one, then like, what are you gonna go into? So I would say, if you know an industry that has money and that are easy to find, and there's a lot of them, I would immediately pick that niche, right? If not, I would go pick another niche. You're gonna have to become a master of your niche at one point, whether it's right now or whether it's 3 months into the future. You're not gonna hit 50 to 100K a month unless you're a fucking master in your niche. So there's some examples just being solar, like I just said, info products, like coaches, consultants, things like that. Well, any local business, so like gyms, like I was talking about, dentists, roofers, any home improvement, home service, stuff like that. When it comes to niche, we're gonna either have to do a blue ocean niche or a blue ocean offer, right? If you guys haven't read Blue Ocean Strategy, it's a good read. But basically what blue ocean means is it's the opposite of red ocean. So red ocean would basically mean a market that's super competitive, right? One like solar would be right now. Solar is a super competitive market, same thing with info products. Everybody's targeting these people, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you want to scale fast, you're either gonna have to be in a blue ocean niche, which is a niche that no one is in, but still fits these requirements. So they still have a lot of money. They're easy to find. So you're gonna have to find some underground niche, or you're gonna have to make a new offer in a niche that's already popular. So for example, coming into solar like a year ago and saying only pay per close was an offer that like blew up the niche. So the business that did that saw a lot of growth really fast. You're gonna have to either be new and better in the offer or new and better in the niche. You kind of just have to pick which one is kind of gonna be easier for you. Now the offer, there's 2 ways that I like to implement AI into the offers that we run. The first one is gonna be the same traditional Facebook ads, running their Facebook ads and meta ads, but we use our ArcAds AI. Now this is just an AI software that pretty much gets these videos for you with UGCs for you. This kind of looks like tits. This girl is not real. She might be a real person, but this video, I just put a script in there and it automatically like makes the video. It's pretty fucking sick. And it's just 10 bucks an ad. When our client pays us, instead of us making UGC creatives or us using the same statics, we can custom make creatives for every single client that comes in really, really fast. It's within 30 seconds and it's easily replicatable. It's something nobody else is doing. Again, so it's a blue ocean offer. Like no one else is running it. I ended up picking the solar niche because I've been in the solar niche a billion fucking times. I'm running an agency in the solar niche, so I wanted to implement AI to see how it works. So we did ads. We could have done ads with this like kind of girl. We could also implement a chatbot. So a chatbot is just an AI chatbot. When the lead comes in from the ad, it'll just basically have a conversation with them and book them in for an appointment. And it works really well. It's called CloseBot. Even normal traditional agencies, I have implement CloseBot. CloseBot's really good. It's really cheap for what you get. Now, another way that we could run this offer is something called Retail AI. Air AI was banned because of FCC rules, it made robo-dialing illegal, but there are ways that we can get around it and actually make robo-dialing legal as long as we're not super spammy, right? Like I wouldn't just go slinging around running, like calling 1 million people at a time with robo-dialing, because fines can be up to like fucking $23,000 per call, right? So I don't want that. But the cool thing about this offer is it's a no ad spend offer, right? Because if we're calling with retail AI, then they don't have to spend money on ads because we're just cold calling for them. I love this offer in cold call niches. So niches like wholesaling real estate, realtors, solar, HVAC, roofing, any home service, any niche where people are just cold calling all the time. I fucking love this offer because like cold calling works because they already do it. If we can go to the offer and we can go to the niche, like I said, with a blue ocean offer, no ad spend, that's an offer that's not seen very often. So we can run that and we get the leads from this software called Deal Machine. That's a little bit of sauce for you guys if you want to actually try this. Now, either of these can work depending on the niche. Whichever one's more blue ocean in your niche is the one I would pick. We ended up picking this no ad spend offer for solar guys. Next is the pricing and guarantee. If you're doing retail AI, what I would do is I'd charge per appointment. It just makes it so much easier because instead of us being like, okay, how many appointments are you going to get? How many this, how many that? What's your lead cost going to be? Like with traditional Facebook ads, we're literally just like, okay, you're going to get 20 appointments. 60% of them are going to sit minimum and it's going to cost you $4,000. So 20 appointments, 60% of 20 would be like 12. A solar guy would be like, okay, I'm going to get 12 appointments to sit down at the kitchen table with me. And I'm going to pay $4,000 for that. That's going to be around XYZ per appointment. Would I make my money back or not? So it's a really easy sale because it's so transactional. So they're like, I'm going to pay for this. I get this in return. I'm going to pay for this. Will I make an ROI? So, I mean, the reason I like that, like I said, is it's so transactional. It's such an easy sale. And we also like charge directly what value we're providing. When it's with the Facebook ads and we get this retainer, now I've talked about this a lot, but let's say we're running Facebook ads and this is what we charge, right? This just is $2K a month. It's this flat retainer. And the value we provide every month is different. So month 1, we make them a fuck ton of money, right up here. But month 2, they lose a little bit of money with us. They're going to cancel month 2. They're going to cancel right then and there, and they're never going to pay you again. Versus if you're selling per appointment with appointment packages, month 1, you charge this much, they make this much. Month 2, you charge this much, they make even more, right? Month 3, you don't provide as much value, they don't make as much money, right? So it's in direct alignment. And so if you provide a fuck ton of value, you can make a fuck ton of money. And if you don't provide a fuck ton of value, you're not going to make a fuck ton of money, but why should you be? And they're not going to pay your retainer, like I said, if they don't make any money, but we might as well capture them and make a little bit of money off them that month so that next month we can bounce back and start to make money off of them again. So not sure if that makes sense, but that's the offer we ended up running with retail AI was $4K for 20 appointments, 60% sit. Now you're going to have to make sure the financial modeling and the numbers make sense for you and your business and your niche. 4K for 20 appointments in the solar niche works really well though. And the ARCADS offer, we charged 5K PIF or 2K a month plus $100 a day in ad spend. So what we would do is we'd say 5K, you pay the whole thing in front of full. You pay the whole thing in full up front. Sorry about that. And if they couldn't afford that, we'd finance it 2K a month for them. So this was a 90-day offer. So it'd be 5K for 90 days or 2K a month, like I said. And what we would guarantee is 90 appointments or they get all their money back. But like I said, we ended up going with the retail AI offer, 4K for 20 appointments. Now the third thing I wanted to do is because I knew I was making this video and I also didn't want to take on any risk, what I did is instead of running Facebook ads or SMS blasts, I did something for free. One of my rules when going into this challenge that I kind of had for myself is I didn't want to spend more than $100 because I know all you guys have $100. If I could hit 10, 30, 40K a month with $50, then I could prove to you guys that it's not just all about money. So what I did for outreach is I did something free. Well, it wasn't something completely free, but it was probably like $20. So the first thing that you need to think about is where does your niche hang out? In my case, in the solar niche, my niche hangs out on Facebook. So they hang out in Facebook groups, they hang out, solar guys are also on Instagram, but they're very active in Facebook groups, right? Same thing with, let's say chiropractors. Chiropractors are either on Facebook or LinkedIn. They're not on Instagram. They're not hanging out on anything like that and like doom scrolling, but they're on LinkedIn. So let's say like if you're going after fitness coaches, you're probably going to be on Instagram. And so we did Facebook groups and the Facebook group Solar Pros because it's a really big group. And I'm sure you can find a group exactly like that in your niche. What we would do is 2 steps and outbound. So a 2-step would basically be making a post in the group and then asking them to comment something. You've probably seen this on Instagram all the time. People are giving away free things and be like, comment the word blank below and I'll send this to you. That's a really good way to get engagement and get your name out in the group. Something else we would do is we would look up in the group, we would look up appointments or leads. And people would be like, I'm looking for solar leads, I'm looking for solar appointments, yada. And we would DM them outbound. So we either DM everyone outbound in the group or we're posting 2 steps in the group. Now what else we do is we send 20 messages per hour per account. So around 120 messages a day. So if you can send 120 messages a day per account and you can get 3 3 accounts from a website called Bulk Accounts Buy. Each account's like $10, right? So that's why I was saying it's an additional $20. We can send 360 messages every single day. Off of 360, you should be able to book 2 to 3 calls, very, very, very minimum, as long as you're doing it properly. So I would do 20 messages per hour per account, and that's what we did. And I would send that outbound, and then every day I would post at least 1 to 2 steps in the actual Facebook group. Now here's exactly what we said. One of the scripts we use is, I got around 18 to 20 people in X area needing solar installations, wondering if you'd be open to giving them an estimate. Like giving them an estimate, giving them a proposal. Now the thing is this one's a little bait and switchy, but you do get really good results with it. And so it's like, are they like offering me solar installations in my area? Do they have like friends who need solar on their house? Or are they trying to sell me something? Regardless, the person that says yes to this obviously needs more jobs. So they're in pain, right? They need your service because they don't have enough work. And so if they respond to this, then we just start to nurture them. We start to ask them more questions, and then we basically get them on a call. Another script we use is, I can bring you qualified appointments and you only pay per qualified appointment. What do you think? Right? This one's more direct to the offer, right? So whatever your offer would be is like, I can bring you qualified appointments, and if you don't get 90 of qualified appointments in 30 days, then you're not going to pay a single penny. Message, you're going to get way more replies and book way more appointments, but they're not going to be as qualified. The close rate's probably going to be lower. This one, you're going to book way less calls. Close rate's going to be higher because they're more interested in it, right? Because they literally know your offer already. When this one's a little bit more bait and switchy. But if I was starting complete beginner, I'd probably do this first one. Reason is I can just book as many sales calls as physically possible, and I can just get as many reps and get better and keep practicing. So that's exactly what we did for outreach, and these were the results of what the agency actually did. So for some context, again, like I said, I run 2 other businesses full time, so I did not have a lot of time to do this. So I didn't spend much time. I just wanted to see if I could leverage AI in my other businesses and like kind of what I could implement to start to grow. Now, let's see, I'm recording this on, I think, February 2nd. And so in the past week, on the 24th of January, we did 4K. On the 27th, we did 1K deposit. 31st, we did 1,500. And the 31st, we did another 2,500. So in the past week, we did 9K. We did 14K for the month, and I was working probably 7 hours a week max, and I probably only sent 300 DMs a week. Now, I just wanted to see what the market liked about AI and how we could implement it and kind of what we could do in the future in our own agency. But now I've started to see like how good it is for some specific reasons. So like I said, we ended up doing $14,000 a month in the first 30 days. I wasn't working too much, but I also have ran a lot of different agencies in the past, and I've helped probably 100 people go to 6-figure mark. So AI is really good. Now, AI is not going to be the savior to your business. You still have to know how to close deals. You still have to know how to set appointments, but it is really good for a unique mechanism, and it's going to be really good showing you're different from everybody else. Because like I said earlier in the video, if you come into a red ocean market, so a market that's very saturated, and you go show them a blue ocean offer, which is an offer that they've never seen before, it's going to crush because they're used to seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again. So that you need to just show them something different, and that can be your unique mechanism and your unique approach to actually end up getting them clients. If you're going to go do the same thing every AI agency is doing in the whole entire world, then I wouldn't bother, because there's no difference than running like a normal traditional social media marketing agency, at least in my opinion. But if you can kind of mix the two, add AI into your marketing agency, help them kind of streamline things and things like that, add some value, and you're going to be able to appear different than everybody else, which is basically going to help you take up a lot of market share at once. So in my experience, my first 100K a month, I was doing 5K a month 4 months before. I suddenly changed my offer to a no ad spend offer, right? Call center, no ad spend. I went from 5K to 100K in 4 months, right? And I literally was not any better at sales. It was literally just because my offer was different. Think about Airbnb. They experienced a crazy amount of scale really fucking fast. And the only reason for that was because they did something different. They went into this very, very saturated business with Hyatt, Marriott, the hotel industry. These guys are the richest people on earth. When you go in Monopoly, you go buy hotels when you're paid. It's the same thing. People that are really rich go buy hotels. So how are you going to be able to compete with them? How could Airbnb do it? They couldn't, right? So they came to the market with something very, very new, and that's when they started to take up a lot of market share at once, and their product was good. So if you want to hit 50, 100K months as fast as possible, I would say go do something new within the AI and marketing agency space in a saturated niche that has money, and you guys will fucking kill it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you got some value from this video. It's all love as always. I appreciate you watching. Drop a sub if I'm providing you value, and I'll catch you on the next one.